Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first time you're joining me here. My name is Ashley Marie and I've done a Costco haul. I'm about to bring it all inside. I'm going to show you what I got. I'm going to open up the packages so you can see the proper sizes and quantities, that sort of thing. I'm going to slowly start putting it away, so I'll show you how I like to store some of the items and how I cook up some of the items. First things first, I made myself a coffee. If you guys have any questions to do with any of the items today or anything that you'd like me to do for a future Costco video, leave it down in the description box. The first thing I'm showing you, of course, is the coffee. It was $29.99 for the entire packet of the 90 sachets. And I did want to show you a comparison with just like a regular size packet from Woolworths. Something I should mention about these bulk packages from Costco is they don't actually come with the little chocolate shaker in it. And this is not the strong cappuccino ones. They don't have the strong ones there. But the individual sachets are still the same size, even though they look a little bit different. The 90 sachets themselves come in 3 individual packages of 30 sachets. I did pick up this package of juices, which I've never grabbed before. It is 8 individual bottles of 350 mils, and I'm quite impressed with how delicious these are. I thought they'd be a great idea for Dylan to take to work because he starts a new job this week. The specific flavor of this one is pear, apple, orange, mango, and pineapple. It's called the Energy Lift, and I absolutely love it. Moving on to the meat packages now, Dylan really wanted me to pick up some steak for this week. I grabbed this package, which was 1.6 kilos for $30, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit more specifically how I like to store them. I will store them in these individual Ziploc bags, and I separate them with a piece of baking paper. I find that the steaks don't stick together that way. My daughters and I don't particularly like beef steak. I am going to freeze 2 of these. I've left 2 out for Dylan to have for his lunches, and then I'm going to cut the rest up into strips for us to have for a beef stroganoff one night. I did pick up this big package of chicken wings. It's $13.95 for 2.32 kilos, and I find that I have the most fun with chicken wings. It's really easy. In my last fortnight grocery haul, which I didn't actually upload to my channel because it was just a crazy weekend, I picked up some of these new seasonings. I don't know if they're particularly new, but they were new for what I saw in store. I'm using this chili and coffee rub from it, but I wanted to show you guys they're only $4.97 for the 4. And there was also this other package that I saw, $19.99 for the 4, and I don't know if it's worth it for $20 for 4 seasonings, but $5 for 4 seasonings that are delicious was amazing. So what I like to do is sometimes I'll just sprinkle the seasoning straight on the chicken. What I'm doing here is I'm actually putting it in a large Ziploc bag. I've put a whole bunch of the seasoning in there, I've shaked it up, I'm giving it a good rub, and I'm going to leave that in the fridge to marinate overnight. The next day you'll find me just chucking them on a baking tray, lightly greased at 200 degrees. I noticed I had this mango chicken curry in my cupboard, just a sauce that needed to be used up, so I'm actually going to pour this in another Ziploc bag with a whole bunch of the wings. I'm going to place that in the fridge overnight, and once again I'm just going to cook that up the next day. I'm not going to lie, chicken kind of freaks me out. I don't really like to touch it, hence why I use Ziploc bags. Sometimes you'll see me using food grade gloves. I'm also somewhat petrified of giving my family food poisoning or salmonella from chicken, so I make sure that I'm constantly using a meat thermometer. I just like to make sure that the chicken has always reached the correct temperature, and it makes me a lot more confident in cooking chicken. The Maryland fillets from Costco have easily become a staple in our house. They're our favorite go-to just to have like poultry and some kind of protein on hand. What I'll do with these is I'll literally just chuck some oil and seasoning on a baking tray. I'll pop the Marylands on there and I'll season them with some more salt and pepper. Please keep in mind we love salt and pepper in this house, so that's literally all I put on there. And then I spray it with the canola oil spray, and I chuck it in the oven until it's reached its proper temperature. I'm going to say it takes about 30 minutes, and I don't actually turn the chicken because I want the skin to be really crispy. Dylan literally loves to just snack on these whole. We'll have them as a dinner option sometimes with some sides. I love to shred the chicken so we can have it on wraps, that sort of thing. On this particular night, I left 3 of the Marylands out, and I'm using one of the bad to the bone seasonings. I'm just rubbing it into the chicken. I'm going to wrap this chicken and I'm going to let it marinate for a few hours. I grabbed this butter chicken last fortnight, and I have to say it's probably one of my favorite ones I've ever had, let alone one that's just so easy to chuck on. All I need to do is microwave it and make up some rice. It's such an easy dinner. So I decided to grab the sweet and sour chicken this fortnight to try as well. And we did try this cheese and bacon pull apart, and I wanted to show you guys the full process. I open it up for you. I'm going to cook it because we ended up having it for that night's dinner. Look, it wasn't terrible, but honestly, I probably am not going to purchase it again. I asked Dylan if he liked it, and he's like, yeah, I like it. And I'm like, do you want to buy it again? And he's like, yeah, nah, probably not. So take that with a grain of salt, or try it yourself to see if you like it. Maybe add some more toppings would be a great idea. I really didn't feel like making a whole meal this night, so I decided to pair it with this pie, the Harvey beef pie. And I feel somewhat gypped by it, because if you can tell by like how thick it looks in the packaging, it does definitely look like it's going to be a thicker pie. And as I said, we ended up having this for dinner, so I am going to cook it up and show you guys exactly what it looks like. I thought the pastry was delicious. I am a big fan of crusts and things like that. It wasn't life-changing, of course, but if you can see here, I was quite shocked by how thin it was. Keeping on track with the pie theme, I did pick up another National Pies. These ones are from Tasmania. They come with 4 packs of 2 pies. I think these are great to chuck on for lunches, or maybe to take to an office if you have that kind of option. I like the beef and pepper steak, is my particular favorite, but I store them like this in the fridge, or you can freeze them if need be, but don't store them in that actual packaging because it's just so much packaging. I picked up a big package of these jalapeno flamers. They didn't have them last time we went to Costco, so I was stoked to see them there this time. It does come in a resealable bag, however, I find the reseal just doesn't work that well, so I do like to pop them in my own Ziploc bag, and I just write the cooking instructions on there along with the date. I'm really not a fan of frostbitten food, and so I try to avoid that at all costs. I find that putting it in a proper storage bag, or of course a reusable container, works best. I honestly couldn't resist, and a few of them didn't fit in that Ziploc bag, so I cooked them up, and I am one happy girl. I'm in a battle with these squeezy pouches, guys. My kids prefer them in the squeezy pouches. My wallet does not prefer them to have squeezy pouches, but these are an incredible price for what you get, and they're also the biggest. Mind you, you only get strawberries, so keep that in mind. If you're wondering why I'm only holding 7 here, it's because me and the kids have actually eaten one on the way home. On this particular Costco trip, which is something I never do, is I took the pram in. So I would usually grab a trolley, and I would usually grab much more milks, but I only grabbed one this time so I had more space for other things. This probiotic is Dylan's favorite, and the quantity is just ridiculous. You can't go wrong. The champagne ham, I would usually grab honey ham, but I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. And it comes in the 4 individual packages of 250 grams. If you ever do decide to store ham this way and you've cut it up, make sure that each of the packages does actually have the use by date on it like these do. Last fortnight I decided to grab this teriyaki chicken. It's 1 kilo and it's delicious, guys. It's fall apart, melt in your mouth kind of chicken. It's easily a new staple, and Dylan said it's the best teriyaki chicken he's ever had. I wouldn't go that far, but it's 9 out of 10 in my opinion. We've been running out of eggs like crazy in this house lately, so I decided to buy twice the amount. It was $13.99 for 60 eggs. How can you really go wrong? I make so many things with it, like curried egg. I just have so many hard-boiled on hand because it's a great source of protein for Sophie just to have quickly if I'm feeling like she's lacking that day. But I use this container. One side is labeled fresh, and I keep paper towel in there just so that the eggs don't roll around and crack on each other. And then the other half I keep as labeled hard, just for hard-boiled eggs. And if I find that we didn't eat as many as I thought we were going to, and some of them are going to go bad, I just generally make up a big batch of curried egg. I've been cooking a lot more, I've been baking a lot more, and I need to give a huge shout out to Our Small Footprint here on YouTube. Nissa is the woman who is running that channel over there. I'm a huge fan of hers. She's an Australian YouTuber as well, and she is living off grid with her family. She's an all-around cooking god. She also does the best monthly grocery hauls, and she's about to do one. So if you guys are interested in seeing her channel, I'll have it linked down in the description box below. Amazing. You guys should know by now that we absolutely love having just easy oven food to chuck on when the kids need a quick snack and it's not a particular meal time. So I'm always grabbing these party pies and sausage rolls. The box you've seen me grab comes with 2 packages, and those packages come with 44 pieces each. I like to put them in the Ziploc bags because we only have the small freezer attached to our fridge. This is the more than just a bagel seasoning. It's pretty much a seasoning to put on anything and everything. And in America, I think they call it everything but the bagel seasoning. But I'm pretty excited to try it. I'm a bit of a hypocrite on this peanut butter because I did say in a recent haul it's not appropriate for my family. But we've recently been eating it like crazy. And I wanted to show you guys what it looked like because it's just so creamy. Like the actual image of that does not do it justice on how creamy this peanut butter is. I love it. And it's going to be a new staple in our household, that's for sure. I grabbed some of these tortilla wraps. I really like them because they're an easy way for us just to have tacos, and don't mind me being silly, I've actually never seen them come like uncut before, so I am going to cut them up. And these freeze really well, but if you are going to freeze them, I highly recommend you chuck them in another bag or cut them open at least and chuck baking paper in between each individual wrap because otherwise it's going to be breadcrumbs before you know it. I needed some more dishwashing tablets, and these are actually my favorite. I usually don't like any kind of lemon scent, and these definitely do have a kind of lemon scent to them, which I'm loving. So strange. Some other cleaning items that I needed was I grabbed some more Downy Unstoppables. These are the light version. I've never seen them before, and they are my favorite. The perfume of them is incredible. And Georgina, I have not forgotten about you. I am going to be sending you a sample of these ones and the blue ones. I've been saving them for you. It was the very end of my shop. Both the kids were starting to crack it, and I did not see that when I grabbed these, they're actually super big. They're way too big for me. I'm actually not 100% sure what I'm going to use them for. They're huge, but at $2.97 for 60 bags, and how big they are, that's a pretty good deal. The last thing I picked up was cold power. I wanted to show you in comparison to the 1 litre bottle that you get from Woolworths.